I know from looking at old photographs there was such a lot of things going on in Bampton. I mean, it's a quite good village now for things going on, but then it just seems like everybody seemed quite along to all sorts of things.
The Spadgers
Yeah.
started up about 1952-ish.
Yes, that's right.
With the shirt race.
Yes.
Of course, they used to race from Weald Corner by Colville's down to the last pub at down the Buckland Road to Swan, which was a lot longer than what they race now, and a lot more pubs to drink at.
14 pubs, I think, then, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they used to start that end one year, and then the next year they'd start down at the Swan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Ernie Shepherd used to start it with his shotgun.
Wouldn't be allowed
Wouldn't be allowed now, would it?
No. Do you remember any others?
Well, we used to have a boys' club in those days at the what is now the library, the old grammar school.
And the upstairs, was that in the upstairs?
No, downstairs.
Oh, really?
We used to have a big snooker table in the big room.
Yeah.
And darts and stuff like that. And then the middle room, they had a smaller table that we usually used to play billiards on.
Yeah.
And then the end room, where they have these exhibitions and stuff, that used to be the table tennis room.
Oh, right.
So,
who took that? Do you remember who took it? Who was in charge of that?
Well, Bampton Vicar.
Oh, right.
What was his name now?
Was that Bateman?
Bateman, yeah.
Yes.
Because when during the winter, you know, when the nights were dark early.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they used to have like the junior club used to be from like 5 till about 7 or something, and then the older people come in from 7 onwards.
Yeah.
And we was waiting for the vicar to arrive one day, and we got up behind one of the tombstones in the churchyard, and he come because he used to live on that corner in those days.
Cob House.
I don't know what it's called now, but it was.
Yeah. It's the vicarage.
And he came through the churchyard to go down. we frightened him, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that's boys, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have read about the Moustache Club, or the Moustache Growing Club. Do you remember that one?
No.
You don't remember that one? It was probably quite short-lived.
Well, I think that was a lot more recent.
Was there a girls' club as well as the boys' club?
The girls? No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Not as far as I can remember.
Oh, right.
They used to have scouts upstairs in the...
oh, did they?
Yeah. In the
old grammar
school, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But, I didn't sort of get involved. I wasn't very interested in scouting.
You was when you thought you was going to go to camp.
Well, we heard they was going to camp, and we thought, oh, that'd be nice. So we'll join. So we suddenly turned up, and about a week before they were due to go, and he said, "Oh, you won't be able to go because you know you haven't been in long enough." So we didn't go anymore.
Tell him about the tale where you shot.
Oh, I didn't shoot it.
Well, it was an owl, wasn't it?
They used to have an owl patrol, I think one of the things was called, and they used to have the stuffed owl up in the window on the end there.
On the end of what? On the end of the grammar school?
Yeah, the upstairs window.
Oh, yes.
And Bob Curtis, he was an expert shot with a catapult. And he shot this owl with his catapult.
Oh dear, we've had some
There used to be some.
Yeah.
Well, they probably wouldn't be tolerated nowadays, but.
Some of the things I've heard.
Well, the children had a lot more freedom then.
They did.
Well,
than they do today.
I mean,
During
the war, the fathers was away at the war, and I suppose the kids had a easier time of it then.
But in those days, we used to go off on our bikes, didn't we? You could go off all day on your bike. And
I mean, we used to spend all our time down the fields. I mean, now, the kids are on holiday now here, but you never see any.
Where are they?
Yeah. You wouldn't think there was any kids in Aston. The only time you see them is when they're at school and they're down the road to catch the boat. And there seems to be hundreds, and you think, well, where are they during the holiday? They're never out. They never go anywhere. They've probably never been down the road. Eh? When I was when I was 10 in Miss Hobbs's class at Bampton School, there was a boy lived down the Buckland Road, Meadow Arch farm, that big high bill. He lived in there, and he came to school one day and he didn't feel very well. And Miss Hobbs got me to take him. I had to walk him right down there.
Mile.
Well,
half a mile,
I would think.
It's
down to there.
Probably nearer 2.
Yeah, getting on, well, about a mile and a half, I would think,
Yeah.
probably. And I had to go right down there to take him home and then back to school, and I was only 10. I mean, would they do that now? They'd probably get a sack if they'd done that now, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You haven't been done by what you went through, have you really? You didn't have it very
think
easy.
anything of it in those
You didn't have it very easy in Primrose Cottages, did you?
No, it's...
What did you think? I mean, living in Primrose Cottages, it looks idyllic now, but I've heard that it flooded a lot.
It didn't flood a lot.
Didn't flood as much as Mill Green.
No, I mean Ted Kitchen.
Yes, I remember
The first house.
First Mill Green, yeah.
It used to come under that arch
Oh yeah.
and straight in his front door, practically every winter,
Yeah.
because it was really low, I suppose.
Yes.
And he used to have him practically every winter. But no, we heard tales that it had been up to about the second stair in Primrose.
But
before my family.
Okay, so you never experienced it.
It came in 1947. It just about got damp because it was flagstone floors.
Yeah.
And it was just coming.
Just seeping through, was it?
Yeah, between the joints and that.
Yeah.
It was up to the front doorstep and the back doorstep.
Yeah.
But it didn't actually manage to come in, and then it sort of went back down from there.
Yeah.
But it came in after I got married and that, 1968 in the July. We had a torrential rain for, I don't know, a day or so, and they had terrific floods. And it came in then. It was, I don't know, about 3 inches deep in there then. Yeah. I had to go down, and my mum was blind by then, and I went down. I was called home from work, and I went down, and I had to park the car along that lane a bit, because and I went down, and I carried her out and put her in the car and took her to her house.
Yes, yeah.
Well, for at least one night, wasn't it? I think it had gone back down the next day. And it also came in 2007, apparently.
Yes, that was very bad, yeah.
And practically rebuilt. They didn't use it. I mean, look at Ted Kitchen. They used it in almost every winter. They didn't do things like that in those days.
Just wait till it went down, mopped up,
yeah,
and got on with it.
Yeah, and got on with it, yeah.
Different, isn't it? Yeah.
So different.
Yeah. Mind you, maybe he didn't have electricity then. He wouldn't have had fitted carpets.
No, we didn't have electricity, or in fact we had electricity in 1957 when I was 21.
Yeah.
By then my dad had decided we ought to have television. And you can't have television, can you, if you've got no electricity? Anyway, he bought this second-hand set somewhere in a shop up in Oxford, and he started pestering Tricky Taylor, they called him, the landlord, about having the electric in. And of course he said, "Oh, I can't afford that." He said, "It's got to come across from Mill Green. That's 2 or 3 telegraph poles before you get to the house." He said, "Costs too much, you know." He wouldn't hear of it. Anyway, they put the sewage in Bampton in '57, and as luck would have it, they built a pumping station down just across the brook.
They did.
So they had to bring electricity down to there.
So that's how you got it.
And it was just a matter of running the wires from that pole across to the end house. And
well, I'm glad.
he had it put in then. His son happened to be an electrician, so he wired all the houses out, you know. So, but up until then, we used to have the paraffin lamp, you know.
Yeah, and the radio.
Yeah, the old radio with a big,
Battery.
great big battery like this, high tension battery thing, and an accumulator you had to have with it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you remember watching television when it first came? Do you remember what you thought of it?
Well, I didn't make much of the one I got, because it was more like a snowstorm. And every time an aeroplane went round, the picture used to go woo woo woo, you know. Yeah, it's pretty ropey actually.
Yes.